Plus, new details tonight in the fatal plane crash in northwest Iowa. Good evening, I'm Jessica Hopkins.
And I'm Tom Hansen. Thanks for joining us tonight. Well, tonight we know more about a deadly plane crash in northwest Iowa that claimed the lives of 3 men from Wisconsin.
The victims are identified as 64-year-old Francis Algaretti, 60-year-old Thomas Boos, and 65-year-old Malcolm McMillan, all from central Wisconsin. Their plane crashed on a gravel road near Sanborn, Iowa, which is about 60 miles from Sioux Falls. Investigators say the plane tried to land in a cornfield before it crashed around 11 o'clock yesterday morning. Officials also say the 3 men were traveling to South Dakota on a hunting trip. Still no word on what exactly caused the crash, but it's a story many pilots are following.
One pilot following the story is a flight instructor and former crash investigator from Sioux Falls. He's flown planes similar to the 1968 model that crashed. Tonight, KDLT's Crystal Kastner gets his take on air safety and some of the new technology available to pilots.
Stephen Wilson has been a flight instructor and a pilot for more than 20 years.
Flying's all I've ever done. It's all I've been interested in.
And with years of experience not only in flying, but airplane mechanics and crash investigating, Wilson knows a thing or two about flight safety.
You know, we could just say, I'm planning to be safe today, but what does safety mean? Safety means understanding everything about the environment that you're flying in, where you are now, and where you're going, and never putting yourself in a situation where you're in more than you can handle.
Pilots have a lot of factors to consider before they take off into the air, but they have a lot of technology available to them now than they've ever had before.
In the last 5 years or so, we now have computers in the cockpit. And a person doesn't need to buy a new airplane to afford this technology. It's actually available in small handheld units where small, affordable radios, even for pilots of older airplanes, can download satellite weather information.
In the event of a crash, Wilson says weather is just one possible factor.
There are a number of factors that need to be examined to really understand what caused it to happen. It wasn't just one bad decision that the pilot may or may not have made. It could involve maybe a piece of equipment in the airplane wasn't working correctly, which diminished the pilot's situational awareness.
Awareness that can go a long way in the cockpit. But as any pilot will tell you, will never be the deciding factor when it comes to getting down on the ground safe. Crystal Kastner, KDLT News, Sioux Falls.
The plane left from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, and was headed to South Dakota. There was no emergency call before the plane crashed. Authorities say there was also no flight plan, which Steve Wilson says is not always required. Well, of course, weather a heated situation tonight. Let's go back to Aaron Schaefer for an update.